Okay, guys.
Welcome back to the
Welcome
channel.
back to Cue the Commentary.
Yes, we are your hosts, Oshs.
And Akela.
Here we do a lot of Am I the Asshole Reddit scenarios.
Mhm.
And if you're familiar with that, it's basically people writing in their messed up situations and then leaving it up to us, the general public, to decide whether or not they are the a-hole in the situation.
Yeah, because sometimes you just need that unbiased opinion. And you can't ask the people around you because maybe they're the problem and maybe you're the problem.
Maybe
and
you're the problem.
Maybe it's you. And we're going to give you that unbiased opinion and we bring it to you because we love to hear your opinions. So we love when you comment. Please share, review,
leave a like.
It helps us a lot when you guys
engage with the content.
especially on Spotify. Please send over your scenarios to our email. We'll put it on the screen for you. It is cuethecommentarypodcast@gmail.com.
Write in, guys.
Write in.
Let us know your messed up situations. We would love to read them, and anonymous or not.
Yeah,
make sure
just
you
let us know. Yeah.
And we can like turn like this. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
we can definitely go like
this is fine. Are my feet in it? Because I didn't put lotion on my feet today.
Me neither. No, they're not.
Okay.
Oh no, but don't move your pillows covering my feet too. Okay.
You could tuck it in.
Yeah, I actually did already. Okay, what were we
like
talking about? I think it's okay. I think you're a little out though. Come closer a bit.
So I'm wearing a wig, so if it's a little bumpy back here, you know, that's just what it is.
It is what it is, guys. You didn't think it was her hair, right? It's 30 inches long.
I'm
so sorry.
It is my hair.
My bad. I'm actually so sorry. Hair? That was really haterade of me. My bad. My bad.
No, but 30 inches is kind of crazy. Like,
no, it's yours.
I mean, people do have that, but not me.
What were we talking about?
You were like, we're gonna talk about this on the podcast. What was that? Because we were talking before this.
You were gonna show me your Airbnb.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
She is traveling.
I'm going to California.
You have a month to get your outfits
and work out.
And work. No, I mean, work. You're not. It's not a beach vibe. You can. Cover
I know, but like,
and it's not gonna be that hot, is it? What's the weather like?
I know. I don't even know.
I don't think it's gonna be like.
I'm just assuming it's gonna be hot, especially Vegas.
But it's not. You're not like gonna be on the beach. Like it's not like a. It's not like a vacation.
I know, but I still want to like look good in clothes. Like feel my best in clothes and shit.
Yeah. For
so.
Sure. But it's not as high pressure as if you're going on a resort.
I know.
Resort is stop eating. Yeah. Actually, like 2 months before.
Yeah.
You have to prepare.
Before DR, I was at the gym like every other day. And I actually seen a difference in my body.
Absolutely. No,
and my face
I didn't see you for like a couple weeks and you literally got smart. It's crazy what happens when you try.
I know.
Isn't it crazy?
I know. It's so insane.
Yeah.
I was just like, maybe this is just my older body. It's just my lazy body. That's what it is. Go get up and go to the gym.
I love staying in Airbnbs over hotels, though. I will say,
I
am team hotel for sure. But like when I go to certain places, I like to see like the
neighborhoods,
like experience things a little differently. Hotels, in terms of service and reliability and everything, is like definitely 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I think like as a society, we reverted back from Airbnbs back to hotels.
I love hotels
because like there's no stupid owner who's telling me that I have to clean everything. You know what I mean? Like.
I don't know you. Like, I don't know if you have bed bugs. I don't know how well you clean your sheets. I don't even know if you hire a maid to clean the sheets.
Absolutely.
You know, like how you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it feels dirty. Like,
dirty.
do I have to go to Walmart and get my own bed sheets and shit?
Now.
It is. It's literally the same price as a hotel.
Bro, even more sometimes. Like, in Toronto, the Airbnb prices are insane. Like,
how dare they?
A couple years ago, I had like a Christmas party and I'm like, let me get an Airbnb. Bro, why were there white stains on the sheets?
Ew.
It was disgusting.
Let me go in there with the blue light.
This is so cute.
It's adorbs.
This is adorable.
It's adorbs. Is there a fireplace or
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's
cute.
So.
It's cute.
Oh my god, the place, guys, it's like, let me try to describe it for you. It's like wooden beam ceilings.
Okay, Miss Realtor.
Okay, thank you.
I just said it's cute. It's really adorbs.
It's very California-esque, Spanish-esque
style.
Yeah. It has like those shingles on the top, double doors, white bricks. Very, very cute. And then the back, like, it's like cactuses.
It's also just the area, too. I mean, it's an hour drive to Central LA, but I feel like that's normal.
You guys
because of the traffic and shit.
It's
fine. Like, and how often are we really going to go to, like, downtown LA? Probably, like, once. You know what I mean?
I don't think anything's really happening in downtown LA
It's not, but we want to go to Santa Monica Pier as well, like, all that.
Malibu?
We want to.
You need to go to Malibu.
Yeah, and, like,
and then listen to Malibu, the song. That's my dream.
All that comes into mind when you say Malibu is Miley Cyrus.
Yeah,
automatically.
I need you to listen to Miley Cyrus.
I love that song.
Drive there. Me too.
I love Miley.
I love Miley, especially like I love her older self. Like she seems so mature and like I'm happy for her. She just like seems like a well-rounded woman. I don't know.
She really went through that whole like self-discovery thing. We witnessed it all. It was crazy. And it's also the area too. There's like a Target, a Walmart, everything's like within a 10-minute drive.
That's gonna be
so it's
wait,
great.
I just took it. You guys are gonna have to rent a car anyway.
Yeah, we're renting a car.
So you're like, just you don't want to waste the time of driving to Vegas. So she's going to Vegas. Sorry guys. So somebody commented, bro. Somebody was like,
we have no contact.
We just talk like as if they know what's going on.
Oh my god, no, I know. And they're probably like, what the fuck
what
are
they talking about?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so LA for a couple, like 4 days, and then we were planning to road trip to Vegas, but we want to spend on food and experiences, not on travel and shit. So we are trying to figure out what is the cheapest way to get us there. We're like rental, trying to find like, Hertz, Turo, whatever. And I didn't even think like a flight is an option because in my head flight is expensive. Yeah. So I don't know, like people fly from LA to Vegas very often that like now the prices are so affordable. Like they're like, you can get a flight under $50 Canadian, which is insane to me. Canadian? I've never ever bought a flight for that cheap. Yeah, one way. Spirit. Spirit, the worst. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, whatever. I actually want to experience Spirit Airlines too.
I've been on Spirit, I think.
Really? Because everyone hates it, so I don't care.
I think you're like expect like super tight seats.
I don't care. Yeah, it's an hour. Like I don't care.
For an hour flight, it's really fine. I love a trip that's literally in a couple weeks. Like it's so soon, so that's exciting.
Yeah, and I'm not really gonna do anything with my hair. Like the prep of it, because it's not a beach vacation. I don't really care. Like,
are you just gonna like bring the wig?
I think I'm gonna do lashes and bring the wig. Like.
Save money, to be honest. Why am I doing every trip cannot cost an additional
$1 bajillion,
like $500 to $700 on services.
And I kind of learned my lesson with the DR trip to not like do the most because like no one even seen me. I was in bed like rotting away, So I spent all that money for no reason. Like, that was your bad luck. You know what I mean? I'm just like, why am I doing that for every trip? It's very unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna do it.
You can do it
because I'm gonna go to DR as well, but in June. A beach vacation, like a resort vacation, you have to put the money in. You just have to get your hair done.
Yeah.
You have to do your nails. You have to do your nails. You don't have to do eyelashes, but it's just like you're not gonna wear makeup.
Much, though.
Yeah, like I don't want to wear a lot of makeup. I'm just gonna kind of be natural, put lip gloss on.
All shopping.
The clothes.
It's
you
so
have
much
to get the clothes
to go on vacation. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to keep it simple though. Like I'm gonna like
keep it simple because I always overpack. I literally wore 3 outfits. I wore the same.
You end up wearing what's the most comfortable and the most flattering.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll be like, while I'm shopping before a trip, I'll be like, oh, I think I can rock this like unique, colorful outfit. And then I just never wear it. Like,
I packed 5 different dresses for my 7-day trip.
I think you posted one picture.
One picture. And I wore one dress.
Yeah.
You're doing braids?
I'm 100% gonna do braids.
Yeah.
Those braids that I got when I was in Brazil, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. They were the best braids beautiful. I've ever had. And I finally figured out what like suits my face shape, what suits my head shape. Yeah, like what I
hairline.
Like. I'm gonna buy you a ticket to Turkey myself, Taylor. Shoshana.
Hairline is it's an important factor.
I think that is your biggest
downfall.
Insecurity.
Yeah,
not downfall.
No, it is.
It is not that bad.
It won't let me be great though, so it's okay.
But you know what? Whatever. You're lucky. Like middle part, side part, like you can.
I can finesse it for sure.
Yeah, you don't need to show your hairline.
I can easily hate the way braids look on me if they're not done correctly. Yeah, done properly.
You have good baby hairs too, so that's good.
I make them work. Like
I found a girl. As I'm getting older too, I'm finding like I'm trying to find people that I can rely on and just continue to go to them.
Yeah,
like, I don't want to try a new person every time.
Yeah, I don't want so risky, especially before a trip.
And it's expensive. I don't know.
Can I just say the braids in America? Like people in Atlanta are paying $1,500 for boho braids. What do you like? I remember seeing Latoya post like she paid $1,400 or $1,500. But she bought the hair with it. Like. The hair was included. I don't care either, but like
I don't know, guys. Can we talk about overconsumption? Can we just talk about it for 1 second? Because the price of life is already like inflated by so much, and then our culture, and it's like I don't know if because we both work in social media, but it's kind of ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
Like you don't need every new drop of everything. You don't need to go like to spend certain amount. Like obviously braids I think are different because braids. Is like so it's such an like it really hurts the braider too, like it's
exactly
you know what I mean,
very
and
taxing on their
taxing,
hands.
That's the word.
Time takes a lot of
time. It's 7 hours.
Yeah,
like you really are there all day, so it makes sense. But like some things are ridiculously priced.
Like a regular sew-in.
I think a sew-in
anything more than like 180, like max.
180 is crazy. My girl charges 120. That's good.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, but I see a lot of people charge more.
Yeah.
Like, hairstylists, and I think it's wild.
And they're like, but I have overhead costs.
You work in the basement. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. You work in the basement. What overhead?
Overhead costs to an extent, yes. You can put on to your customers, but like at the same time, it's like, what service am I really getting for it to be like $200 for you to just braid my hair and so on? Like, it doesn't take more than an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know? So it shouldn't cost $300 or whatever. I don't know.
And then they tell you come blow dried, wash, blow dried. Sometimes it's just better to go to like,
you need to go back to the
Ethiopian, like the Ethiopian girl down the street, literally.
The Ethiopian salons. I won't go to them for hair straightening. Stuff, because my hair is like quite thin and stuff. So I feel like they're used to having girls come in with like their thick heads of hair and stuff. So like I don't go to them for that. But some things, like for a blow dry or like a curly sew-in, certain things, they will do a great job. They wash your hair, they condition your hair, they'll give you a treatment. And then they roll your hair for you. They put you under the dryer. It's like, we don't do that shit no more.
Yeah,
like,
they do a lot. They do a lot more.
That's their norm. They don't expect an insane amount of money for it.
If you guys have any like recommendations in LA or Vegas, like on where to eat, what to see, what to do,
page.
Huh?
You should go on Keith Lee's page.
Oh yeah, he's from Vegas.
He's from Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually will.
So many things for you to eat there.
Yeah,
Bro, I feel like they have the best chicken wings or something.
I feel like everything that's good is not on the strip of Vegas. It's like a 20-minute drive from the strip.
You need to drive out. You need to, like, even in this city, like the best things are not downtown. They're in the West End. They're in the East End. They're north. Like, if you want Asian food, you're not going downtown. You're going to Markham or you're going North York. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's specific spots, but a tourist would never know.
Yeah, for sure. Even in LA though, I just want some tacos. Like, that's all I'm going there for.
Oh my god.
You know, like good tacos.
Please post so much about tacos.
No, I love tacos.
Love a good taco.
Yeah. I love an authentic taco. Like, that's my favorite.
I like when they speak no English. That's my favorite, actually. And it's a truck outside, and you only see like the locals going there. That's how you know it's
literally the locals lined up like for lunchtime. Love that.
I was gonna say, do you want to talk about like how Candace Owens makes sense sometimes? Is that too controversial?
I mean, I don't think so. That's why she has so many views, right?
No,
because she's polarizing.
She's polarizing. I think that's why.
But you know what? You know, she's married to like 100 millionaire. Like
100 million.
Yeah, he's like in the hundreds.
Oh, gotcha.
Millions, you know, like 100 millionaire.
100 millionaire. Do we know English or no? I think you could still just say millionaire. 100 million.
But it's like, I think it needs to be like
it's a higher caliber. He doesn't just have one or two. Like, he has hundreds. Got it. What does he do? Do you know?
I don't know, but the fact that she's on the internet doing this, when like you're good at home.
It's clearly her passion though. Like, she likes to talk.
Super passionate.
I don't know what she's a politician, right?
Republican owner. She's a Trump supporter for sure.
Yeah, Republican. I'm just saying, like, I seen this one that, you know, that trend that's going around that is like things I'm not afraid to admit as a black person, and then you swipe and it's something. Sometimes it's wild. Sometimes somebody was like, you should actually stop admitting these things and keep it to yourself. But one person was like, Candace Owens is slowly and surely starting to make a little bit of sense to me, specifically about certain things she talks about like what we're getting fed on the media, about like the music that we listen to, and like the people that they are using as like black representation, even though it does represent some people, shouldn't be like who we look up to. For example, like, I love Sexy Red. Like, I love that she is who she is and she is very much herself, but like, it's like all the kids are seeing, and it is concerning. I am concerned for the youth. I feel like it's like their whole life is on the screen. Yeah. And
we were outside.
And then it goes into the conversation of like where you are socioeconomically, because parents who have money will have time to spend with their kids, to not be on social media, not be in front of a screen all the time. And then parents who are working really hard to make ends meet need their kids to maybe be distracted, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, they need their kids to not like they can't be in their kids' face all the time as much as they may try. It's like, then they end up getting like the negative things that are on social media. They may not have the time to like constantly monitor what their kids are watching, what their kids are doing, you know? Yeah. And then it just hurts the people who don't get to have as much time with their kids, and the people who do have time with their kids are just rich people. And a lot of times, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's an unfair cycle that continues. And
it's like not we, but like the people who have parents who are at work and stuff, we are kind of like fed degeneracy.
Yeah,
you know?
Like, exactly.
By force.
Yeah,
too.
and then I see it, and then I always think like, I can't imagine what it's like being a kid in this era.
Yeah, me
like,
neither.
We're well adults now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know. Yeah.
So these kids who are like 10, 15 years younger than us, they're like consuming the same things we're consuming, but we have like the the mind to know what's right and wrong and like whatever. It's like
we're grown, like
and even still people our age are like are influenced by what they see on socials and stuff, let alone a kid who is like watching. I don't know, it's just very overwhelming. And I get why people will be like, I don't want to have kids in this time. Like it's not that crazy.
I would agree with that for like other things, you
like
know what I mean, like
global warming,
that cost of living
and cost of living, like no, like all of it is
also just like
adding up.
All the government shit too, like the conspiracies and stuff, we're slowly figuring out is actually very much the truth. Like you know, it's not for like more so. I mean, the media part of it is also horrible. But like I feel like I can do a pretty well. I'll try to like do my best, like not to feed them that or like show them that or teach them like this is garbage, you know? But they also might be like you don't know anything, you're old. Like, you know? So who am I to even be like...
Look, listen, we're already 27, right? Like, who, like, I don't know. I think, like, by the time we have kids, let's say it's like 30 or whatever, or even 29, you're still going to have like a 30-year age gap between you and your child. That is people who have kids when they're 20, 25, it's like you're a little bit closer, but those 5-10 years make a huge difference in understanding your kids' generation and stuff, you know?
I feel like we will still be more, obviously, way more tapped in than our parents was because we don't have that whole immigrant, like, you know,
no, they are not only a big age gap away from us, they're like a culturally so disconnected from us. When I tell people my age now, they're really like, oh, so do you have kids? And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, hurry up, don't take too long. Oh. Like, I swear to God, I have a friend at work, and she's
How old is she?
She's older. She's like in her late 30s. Okay. She has 2 kids already. But she's like the sweetest lady, and she's not saying it with any kind of pressure or anything like that. She's really just saying like, you're gonna get tired. Like
that's
like,
you know the biggest thing.
Like,
I'm already tired.
As you're older, you get more tired.
You don't have energy.
So and I'm like, shit, I guess it's really that time. How do your parents feel about it? Like, does
my mom never talks about marriage, babies, nothing. Like, I think she thinks I'm a baby. I think she thinks I'm 12 still. I'm not sure. Like, I'm really not sure.
I just think like I think it's like awkward for them maybe. Like now that I've moved in with my boyfriend, there's something that switched in my parents' brain. Yeah. My mom and dad
maybe
both,
she thinks you're gonna have a kid.
Yep,
before,
exactly.
Like, out of wedlock.
Both
and she's, like,
of them are like, listen, Asia, no kids, please, not until you're ready.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Why are you freaking out? Shoshana's like, facial expression.
What the fuck? Like, what is she gonna say?
No, she's like, listen, you still have a lot of time. Okay. Go travel, save your money, and she's like, please don't have a kid until you guys buy a house.
I mean,
and I'm like, I'm not against that. Yeah, like I'm with that too, because certain conversations are definitely like hard for our parents to like transition from being like authoritative to being like level-headed. Yeah, like what's your decision on this? Like what's, you know? It's actually funny. My parents like met my boyfriend like properly because we moved in together, and they came over and they had like a conversation.
Both of them?
Both of them with my brother. They came to my house.
If I was Lucas, I'd be shitting.
He was literally shitting himself.
No, literally, your mom. Oh my god, no! I'm still so scared of her. You know, like
there's nothing to be scared of, guys.
So
my mom is a 4'7", little tiny woman.
Yeah, very scary.
Yeah, listen, she's the best. Okay, and she's like, they had like. They came over for the purpose of passing on wisdom, which is really different because like I've never seen them in that light, and it was like really like bittersweet because I'm like, I guess this really is a new chapter because I'm moving in officially with my boyfriend, so they're almost treating it like a marriage.
Yeah,
because we're gonna be common law.
Serious,
you know?
Oh my god,
yeah, like in a year's time, we will like technically be like a unit. So they're taking it really seriously, and then the way. Yeah, it's just, it was different. So like now our relationship has slowly started to change. So I think maybe when you guys officially move in together, things will adjust.
No, it is. Yeah, no, I can honestly see it as like, because I think of that and I'm just like, yeah, the dynamic will definitely change.
With you and your parents, right?
Oh, I'm talking about me and my partner too.
Oh, no, that too.
It's like serious. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Like, yeah.
No, and even me, like now that I live with my boyfriend, it's like, it's like sure, like, we've been dating for 10 years, but
like really serious.
Like now we're moving in, I'm like, ooh, like what the fuck is my problem?
You know what's so funny? My cousin Heaven, she was talking about like me and Paul, and she's just like, are you guys like gonna get married soon or something? I'm like, we're still taking it slow, like. I don't even know. I think it's like 7.5 years now, but yeah, I'm just like, we're still like seeing how things go. I don't know.
No, not seeing how things go.
Crazy. She's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm just like, I don't know. Like you never know.
Hard to understand. I get it because me and Shoshana started dating our boyfriends at the exact same time, like maybe like a month apart, and we been together ever since. So it's like literally 8 years together. Like we're in the same timeline, but people don't get like how you can still want to take things slow in an 8-year relationship.
You don't get it,
guys. It's unique, but like I think that's kind of the key to keeping the relationship. Is like we've taken everything so slow, which is.
And it's also like just got serious, like because we're just getting older. Like now it's serious now. You know,
now that we moved in, it feels serious. Like I see him every day.
Oh yeah,
it's a little bit like it feels like different. I don't know. Like there's like
it's more mature. I feel like
oh, like we're really locked in. Like, you know what I mean? Like not that I have like
the commitment of it.
It's the commitment. It's not. And guys, like please, like if you're in a long-term relationship, tell me that you understand. It's not that I was ever not going to be with him. Like obviously, I've consciously decided to stay with this person for years. So have you. But it's like, oh, now we're for real. Like, you know, like I don't know how to explain it, but there's definitely a slight
change,
a slight shift. Yeah. And now the shift with my parents make it feel even more real because they're taking me serious. It's like, well, you've never taken me serious in my life. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
My mom cried when I told her that I was moving out.
Really?
Yeah. Your mom didn't cry?
No. This
She's
is the second time I moved out. I think the first time was more like, you moving out?
Even
like,
the second time.
A bonus. The second time.
This is the second time for me too. Yeah, she still cried. You know why? Because now it's more serious. Like it's like, oh, you're moving with your boyfriend. Before we were moving out together, and it was like,
I guess it was more fun.
Yeah, it was more fun.
And
we're like 21, 22. She's like,
you'll be back.
Yeah, like my mom literally said, you'll be back in 3 months. That was rude. I think that was a little
12
rude.
months.
12 months. Thank you. We finished that lease with in a breeze. Okay, we paid our rent.
It flew by. Yeah.
This time it's like there was like a seriousness to it. She's like, it actually makes me sad too because it is like a change, and I have like a real attachment to my parents and the family dynamic that we do have.
That's also what it is too. I'm not that close with my parents.
Really?
Like not like that. Like we're very surface level parent-child dynamic relationship. It's very surface level.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like how it is for my parents too, but I put on the pressure for myself to make sure it's like I keep the family dynamic going in my house.
Okay, I know. I'm always like I can try harder.
Yeah,
but I just don't. I don't know why.
For me, it means so much to me. It's like it's like a big thing in my life where it's like I don't know what it is in my childhood that makes me feel like an immense like my normal state is a constant feeling of guilt and shame with my parents. It's really weird. So it's like I always am the one reaching out. I'm always the one trying to like, oh mom, let's go hang out together, let's do something. And with my dad, it's more like awkward. Dads are just
it's awkward.
When I see a dad,
I literally cringe just thinking about like me and my dad hanging out. I don't know why it's so bad.
When I see a father-daughter relationship, it makes me emotional because I'm like, I wish I had this.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But, what?
I don't know. It's like. It's not emotional. It's just like gets me thinking of like, how do you guys talk like this? It's just so foreign to me.
It's so foreign to me.
I can just not relate to it at all.
Do you relate to your dad?
Not really, no.
Like personality wise, are you similar more to your mom or your dad?
I think my mom, especially now. Oh my god,
oh,
no,
really?
I am my mom. Like
personality though, I'm exactly like my dad. Okay. And now my dad, it's like me and him have a very I see you, you see me relationship where it's like I know we understand each other because personality wise we're the same person. But
yeah,
like,
you guys are goofy.
We're like, so like the
very
same
comical,
goofy, very like
yeah, but couldn't be serious.
Yeah, we can be yeah. But like there's just like a disconnect because I think when I was younger I was like such a rebel child. Like,
oh yeah,
they like there was like he did too much disciplining for me, so it's like now we have like this disconnect. We're getting very deep,
which
on
is normal though. I think you're supposed to discipline your kids, like, you know.
No, he was like a little too much, and then I was a little too much as well. Like on the opposite.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I rebel too hard. He disciplined too hard.
Yeah,
you know.
I think I was too scared of my parents. Like at that time,
really
too scared to even do anything to rebel.
No,
like I was not
constantly
rebellious.
In trouble.
Yeah,
all the time.
I don't know why I randomly thought about that. Like. A couple of days ago of how bad you were in high school. Because I don't know why I saw a picture of and I'm like, I just went back to like, I can't believe she did that.
You know what's
I'm looking
crazy?
at my cousin now. I'm just like, if she ever did that, I'd be like, oh my god, you're actually wild.
You're going
like,
through something.
You're
right?
wild.
You know what's insane? When I think about that, should I tell the story?
I mean, yeah.
Ooh.
I feel like this is gonna be a long ass podcast, but you guys will probably like it.
Okay, when I was in grade 9.
The fact that it was in grade 9,
but listen, listen. I feel we were duped. Like I think me and got taken advantage of. Like
actually, oh my god,
who the fuck does that? So me and still got approached by this photographer, and this is like when I think about it, the story as an adult, I'm like, this was completely unfair. And I got the blame for everything. And I got in so much trouble for this. And it was a huge deal. What I did was fucked up. It was not good. And like, but at the same time, I'm like, an adult told me to do something and I did it.
How old was he when you...
He was 18. So I was 14. My friend was 14. The girl that I was doing it, like, okay, we got approached by this photographer who's like, oh, like, let's do this. Honestly, I don't even think I got approached. I think she got approached and was like, you want to come? And I'm like,
really?
Sure. And he's like, oh, you can take pictures too. So the whole point was that he is like this new photographer.
No, this is like weird.
Yes, it's not cool. So he was like this new photographer and he's like trying to get photos, whatever. The girl that I was with is like this stunning. She was so pretty. And of course,
beauty standard.
Like she was the beauty standard. She was like in like people were shocked when they saw her kind of thing.
Curly
she
hair,
was that
beautiful,
exotic,
thin,
quote unquote exotic.
Very racially ambiguous. Like, you know, like very like, who is that?
Yeah.
Like,
so
that was her.
That was her. Okay. So just to give you a visual. So whatever, this guy reached out to her for photos and she was like, me and her were friends. She's like, you want to come? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So we went to the Woodbine Beach and he brought us, like, he had like a camera, like a professional camera. It looked very real, whatever. And then we're like he was taking her photos. He took my photos. And then we're like, oh, can we take some photos together? But we were like, let's just take like innocent. Like we had no idea to do anything.
Yeah.
Like
weird
or sexual or anything. And he's like, the only way we can take photos together is if you guys are like kissing or like doing something like that. He literally told us that. And we're like, wait,
can we get him arrested?
No, like,
does that work?
Can we retrospectively? He's still taking photographs now. And so he's like, the only way it can work is that. We're like, wait, really? And we literally told him we were uncomfortable. And then
what?
Yeah, and I didn't even think to say anything about it because I was like, oh, I guess that's the rules of photography. That's the law, I guess. Like, hands up, what do I know?
Yeah,
and he's just like, you have to.
Oh,
and I just, and when I think about it, a 14-year-old, and this guy's like 18, 19, like telling us to do that. He's older than us. He's like official. He brought out this camera. We didn't want to waste his time.
Wasn't there other people there too?
There was one other guy there, his friend. So I felt like these like two perv guys kind of taking advantage of us. And then like eventually we agreed. And we complied, and he was telling us to kiss. And then he posted it without telling me publicly on Facebook. And my parents saw that.
Yeah.
And that, guys, like, this is like a really kind of like, I'm over it now. My parents are over it now. Like, we like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, this is like over 10 years.
14,
like, we're way past this. Like,
I did not know that whole backstory, though.
Yeah, nobody does. So
that is crazy.
He posted that. And then one day, it was like the way it worked out was so like cosmic almost. Like, was over like at my house.
No,
we were at my neighbor's house. Like bleep out her name.
Yeah. We
were at my neighbor's house who had a pool, and my room had the computer in it. My Facebook was open. I didn't know he posted it. So my parents were just like in my room, whatever. I'm a child. Of course they're in my room.
Was it the only computer in the house too or something?
It's the only computer in the house. They go on, they just wiggle the mouse and on there is me kissing a girl on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
And then the next thing they know,
I'd be concerned even.
Yeah, the next thing they know, I'm at the neighbor's house with that girl and our neighbor swimming together. They're like, my daughter is gay, and here she is with her girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, there's no problem with that.
No. But guys, my parents are African.
For real, yeah.
Of course, they're gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And then posting about it as well, just like that. That's horrible. That's like, I got in a lot of trouble, and I didn't even think to tell them the story about it because I just like took the blame.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got older, and I think about it, and I'm like, whoa, like I actually got taken advantage of.
He manipulated us
in
the whole situation.
He put my family in a really bad situation by posting it without saying a word.
Yeah.
Like he should have 100% like asked, but like retrospect, obviously I know that, but
you know, what
crazy.
he did was fucked up.
No, what
and he knew that would get attention, obviously.
That's
and
the
like
whole point.
It's fucked up. I did not know. That's insane.
It's crazy. So like when I think about it, I'm like, that's like a really like sad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Everything came at a shock because it's not like I was a bad student. I was like always a straight A student. I always got
you still kept your grades up despite everything else happening. Like you weren't.
Yeah, no. So like anyway, so like I rebelled and my dad like he had to be very authoritative with me because I was like such a rebel child at one point. But
rebel child,
like quote unquote, not even. I
in his
got
eyes,
taken
I can
advantage
definitely
of,
see that.
and they never had the backstory.
Yeah,
so to them, it's like, holy shit, this person's crazy.
Let's send them back to Ethiopia really fucking quick.
I'm so lucky they never sent me back.
Was that a threat at one point?
I think no, not seriously.
A lot of like mothers send their sons back home.
Yeah, not
really
not,
women, not their daughters. That's like, I mean,
it happens though. But like,
yeah, no, I've seen it happen before.
My mom would never send me back. Anywhere. Like she would, even as crazy as I could be, she would never send me back. But yeah, like the whole dad-daughter thing, it's like I'm always in awe when I see like a genuine emotional closeness between father and daughter. It's the most beautiful thing, and I wish that's my goal. Like I want to get there with my dad.
Yeah. But even dad, like for our future kids,
for our future kids, we can definitely implement that. But that's like that disconnect won't be there anymore because our partners are going to be able to have like that closer connection. Yeah.
You're lucky that you still have the chance to do that too.
Absolutely.
Like,
that too.
And work on it. And I feel like also when you have kids, like the relationship will be closer.
That's the thing too. I think now we're supposed to be having kids. So like it gives us another reason to be even closer with our parents.
Yeah,
for
sure.
So we have to have them soon.
No, there's time.
We have to give them something to do too.
For sure. Watch the kid. Like,
watch the kids.
What are you gonna do?
They're gonna be so happy to watch those kids.
Side note, do you know how expensive childcare is? No, my sister works at a daycare.
How much is it? Please tell us the prices.
Well, depending on how much money you make, because you can get subsidized daycare. And so I think for all daycares, I'm not sure, but you're not allowed to pack them a lunch. They have to eat there because of allergies and stuff.
Oh, true.
Yeah. $2,000, $3,000 a month.
Oh. That's full price.
Yeah.
I think
it could be more depending on how much you make.
And I think, especially if you want like a high-end one or something.
I don't even want to send my kids to daycare, but like a lot of people don't get that, choice, but it's just, anyways, childcare is a whole other expense that like I'm not even ready to think about yet because that's more than rent, like sometimes, like,
absolutely. People who don't make a lot of money, like here, like you get a lot of government subsidy.
You do.
So it's it's okay if you don't make a lot of money, you'll still be fine.
Yeah.
And because Canada's not like America where it's like the primary school you go to has to matter, like everyone's gonna really get the same education. That's a good thing about Toronto, which is what I like, because like it kind of forces you to mix with everybody. You don't know where they live, you don't know where everyone's from. That's it. You know. So,
but yeah,
you just have to try to make enough money.
No, honestly,
in the next 3 years, we just have to get our money up. We just really got to get that money up so we can start
selling pussy. Like at this point, I'm fucking done. I'm so tired of life.
Honestly, guys, I think you should just open an OnlyFans. Like I think now's your time. Do you remember when you were kind of considering?
Was I really? That's crazy, and I'm so happy I never did. If
I was really fucking happy you never did.
It's just like,
I don't think you were serious though. Like,
I'm never serious about that. I don't even like posting in like a bikini. Like that's just the type of person I am.
No, you were like, I'm gonna post what I post on Instagram. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, sis. Like, are you stupid?
But that's how bad the economy has gotten.
Is so
that we
bad.
had to talk about it.
Yeah, it was even a topic of discussion. And now let's get into
cue the commentary.
Would I be the asshole if I broke off my engagement because my future in-laws want me to sit down with them and go over a criminal background check they ran on me?
Whoa.
Yeah. My fiance and I both live in the Western US. We met in our senior year of college and have been dating for the last few years. We're very much in love and our relationship has been incredible, and she's unlike any other person that I met before. I proposed to her shortly before Christmas last year and she immediately accepted. We haven't been able to plan the wedding yet due to finances, but that hasn't been a concern for either of us. I'd met my fiance's parents a few times before proposing, and they seemed like very nice people. They were polite, had a clean home, and overall, I didn't see any red flags. We took both my parents and hers out to lunch last weekend and told them the big news. Everyone seemed very excited and it was a wonderful time. Today I go into work and I get a call from my fiance's mother. She told me that before I was going to marry her daughter, that she and her husband were going to run a criminal background check on me, and to ask what afternoon I have free so that we can sit down together to talk about the results.
Nice.
This wasn't posed as a request. I find this incredibly fucking creepy. I've never had a criminal history beyond a few traffic tickets, but I don't even know if they'll show up on a background check. But this sounds like a humiliating and gross violation of my privacy. I haven't talked to my fiance about this, but even if she does back me on this, I don't know what this says about their pattern of behavior in the future. Is this as creepy of a red flag as I think it is? Or should I just accept it at face value as the grossest kind of shovel talk?
Okay, part of me is like, you have nothing to hide. One,
yeah.
So that's a good thing. And then two, it's kind of like, why would they start with like, I'm going to just check your criminal record? Why not just ask him? Like first, like, you know, like have a conversation for sure. Like, okay, he's like, oh, they've been nice so far, but it's like, you know, you guys were not serious. Now you guys are getting married. You're going to be part of the family. So they want to know who you really are. But I don't know why they can't ask and then trust what he says, kind of thing. If there was no reason for them to not
Yeah.
to not trust
At
him.
first, when I read this, I was like, could this be a race thing?
I was
Do you know
thinking,
what I mean?
I was in my head, I'm like, is
what
he
if they're
not,
in an interracial relationship?
Yeah, is he a black guy?
Yeah, I know. Because then that would make me look at you, okay, now you're racist.
Absolutely.
So,
okay, and then if that's the case,
yeah, then obviously.
then yeah.
Yeah. But we
yeah.
have no
We don't
idea
know,
on what this guy is and what their relationship is. But also, I didn't even know that that's a possibility. But
You
like,
can just check somebody's
it's public
criminal-
record. Yes, you can.
True.
I don't know about it in Canada, but no, it is. You pay like $60 because I've done job criminal background checks. I've done even for brand deals. You have to do criminal background checks sometimes. It's like $60, and you get their whole rundown of them.
But why not? If that's the case, why don't they just honestly? If I was the parent, why not just
do it and not tell them?
If there's nothing that comes up, like he says, just do it because okay, fine. You're thinking of your daughter. You're thinking to protect her.
Yeah.
You want to make sure he is who he says he is.
Yeah.
Do the check and don't say a word. Why are you going to be like? By the way, I will.
And
be
we
want to
sit down with you. Are you like crazy?
Are you the police?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And then like why would you start our engagement like that too?
Mm-hmm. I was reading like the responses, and someone said that their mom was a lawyer and this was very normal for her to do criminal background checks on just like anyone that comes into their life, especially
and I was gonna ask that too because like are they like the police actually?
So it's like a normal practice for people maybe in the legal field. I have no idea
because they probably see a lot of people who pose
exactly. That's what I'm like. I didn't even
know
know that was like an option. Like obviously, what are your views on marriage, kids? But like criminal background check too.
It's
like
a real
if
thing.
You're investing your life with this
how
person.
Many times do we hear stories about like
dupes, like people getting duped?
Yeah, like they're not.
Tinder.
Look at Risa Tisa, bro.
I was literally thinking about her.
Probably should have done that
TikTok?
criminal background check.
Who did I marry? Did he have any? Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it. I cannot sit down through 50 parts of 10 minutes.
Yeah,
put it in a documentary.
I cannot either. You know, they're actually interviewing her. Like
I saw
news sources, which is insane. But yeah, that girl got swindled too.
Yeah,
so
and a lot of people get swindled. A lot of people do because they just trust people.
And you shouldn't do
openly.
that. I'm so sorry. You should never do that because you don't know these people.
You
like
don't.
You didn't know them. Throughout their whole early adult life or whatever. You don't know what they're capable of. Imagine
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's wrong. Yeah, I don't
Something.
think it's wrong to want to do that, and especially if mom and dad are like police or lawyers or they work in the system and they know how bad people can be.
Exactly.
And they just want to protect their family and their daughter. I don't think it's the craziest thing, but the way they're going about it is really like
we just
way to make him uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's so normal to you that you're gonna literally be like, we just want to run a criminal background check and kind of sit down and go through it with you. Like, what? Like, that's crazy.
And I just really want to know if they're an interracial couple, because if it is, then I have a serious problem with it. It's a different conversation. And then if there's something in there like, oh, he's done an armed robbery or like he's done something, then okay. Hey, by the way, I did a background check on you.
You're a criminal.
What the hell is this? Yeah,
it's very serious.
And then it's like you kind of have to explain it if you really want to marry their daughter.
Yeah.
So you're not the asshole for being like upset.
Yeah,
or, like, taken aback.
All of his feelings
like,
are
totally
valid.
Innocent.
Yeah. Complete invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
But it's also public record.
And you're also marrying our daughter.
Yeah, so it's also our
I might do that for my
It's
kid.
our right. Honestly, to anyone I date in the future, if me and my man don't work out, I'm doing that. I'm so sorry.
Because people be lying.
They lie. Men lie. Everyone
and as
knows
a
men
woman,
lies.
you have
women
to protect
too.
Yourself.
Women lie too.
And women.
Yeah, just saying.
But
men do more crimes.
Ladies.
Average.
Maybe do a check.
Do a check, honestly.
Like how
who
many
are you
Netflix
dating?
documentaries are there? Criminal. The thing is, like, do criminal background checks check all over the world? Because some of these people, like, you know what I mean? They're not a criminal in this country, but they have a huge record somewhere else.
I guess we'll never know.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I mean, I'm gonna do what I can with what I have.
Yeah.
Though, like
I'm not totally against.
I'm not against
that
it.
idea.
How can he move forward from this? Like after they have the chat, do you say like, okay, so we have to discuss boundaries now?
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
Like, okay, now
that you see that there's
wrong,
nothing, I need you
leave
to
me
not
alone.
Yeah.
And also ask your fiance, like, is this normal? Like, do they do this with like friends that you have or like
other people you've
boyfriends
dated?
that you dated? Like, is this normal or are they just doing this to me? Because
I think
weird.
that's fair.
But yeah, not the asshole for feeling how you feel.
Not the asshole.
Very
for
valid.
Sure. Am I the asshole for saying just don't come to my stepmom when she and my dad told me she didn't want to attend my high school graduation with my mom? Background. My parents divorced when I, 18 male, was 3 because my dad was having an affair with my stepmom. My mom and stepmom were work rivals and had a strong dislike for each other even before the affair. There's always been speculation that this is why my stepmom willingly became the other woman, because she disliked my mom. I was aware of this, and not because of my parents, but because of drama that would kick off with my dad's side of the family, and I was present for some of my dad's relatives' speculations about this. My parents did not get along after the affair, and tensions were high whenever my mom and stepmom were in the same room. My stepmom had 3 pregnancies that ended in miscarriage. The first 2 were, I guess, typical/normal miscarriages, but the third one caused my stepmom a lot of medical issues that led her to being infertile. So she and my dad never got to have a living child together. After the third miscarriage, my stepmom wanted me around because she wanted to feel like a parent and she wanted to know that she would still have me. She and my dad asked my mom if they could extend their time with me, and my mom laughed in her face and told her she didn't care what she had been through and she would not let me be used as a band-aid. My stepmom argued that she deserved compassion for what she was going through and it would be good for me to get that little extra attention and love since I wasn't going to be having siblings ever. My mom told her she'd never have compassion for her and didn't feel sorry for her at all. She told her she didn't deserve to be a mom after taking part in the end of my stability within my family. She did blame my dad too, but that had never been focused on as much by my dad and stepmom or his family. After that, my mom and stepmom were never in the same place together. They had third parties take care of exchanges of me until I was old enough to hop out of a car and into the home I was returning to. Once they realized I knew details of what happened, my dad and stepmom were vocal about my mom being cruel/hurtful to my stepmom, and that was why they weren't ever in the same room together. A few times, I picked up on their desire for me to hate my mom for them, but I don't. I try to stay neutral, which my mom encourages, but if I have to pick a side, like with this, I'm team mom all the way. I'm graduating from high school in a couple of months, and my dad and stepmom brought up that my stepmom doesn't feel like she should be around my mom and does not want to be there with my mom. They told me they feel like it would be best if I make it clear to mom that she can't be there. I told them my mom will be there. Then my stepmom told me she can't be in the same room as her after what she did. So I just said, don't come. I told her I wasn't going to beg her to be there.
Yeah.
I wanted my mom there and they weren't going to stop. They asked me how I could say that knowing how my mom treated my stepmom, and they asked me to be more compassionate. Am I the asshole?
No.
What the
You're not
fuck?
the asshole.
This is like,
is the stepmom okay in the head?
is she okay
First
in
of
the
all,
head?
you took my man.
You
ruined
took
my
mom's
family.
Man. You broke our
I
family.
never even liked you to begin with. And now you want to raise my child and you're making her choose over me or you, like to go to her graduation.
This is my mom.
Actually, go fuck
about.
yourself. Like, are you okay in the head?
Right away, actually. And like, I don't understand how adults can try to get like manipulate their child into hating one of the parents. It's
especially
like,
her real mom.
Like, this is my mother.
Yeah.
And I saw the stuff you put her through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm not going to take your side because you are the problem. Like,
She's
came
crazy.
and you guys had like, and like, this kid is like, has been seeing this their entire life.
Yeah.
So it's like, they really are probably really strong on being team mom. At the end of the day, know where my alliances are. Mm-hmm. It's with my mother.
And I feel like the reason why the stepmom doesn't like the mom is because of everything the stepmom did.
Yeah,
like the reason why she's
rude
to you and doesn't like you is because of the things that you've done,
Yeah.
literally. So how are you like holding that against her?
I feel like the kid is pretty like nice for not even like asking to be with the mom 24/7. Like, you're lucky that he's even coming to see you guys. He could completely take sides and be like, no, I don't want to see you or my dad, and I just want to be with my mom. But he didn't. He let you have kind of a child in your life, you know? And you're allowed to watch him grow up. But like, that's a privilege too. Yeah, like, get out of here.
Delusion. Do you think you're my real mom? Like,
don't say that. She's gonna cry. For sure, she's gonna cry. So
wow,
not the asshole at all.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband to shut the F up when he told me to stop breastfeeding?
Oh.
I, 25 female, and my husband, 26 male, had our baby 5 months ago. We both lived together. I've also been exclusively breastfeeding, which has been tough, not gonna lie. I have breastfed in public, but I never do it openly. I openly breastfeed in my own home. We haven't had anyone over since we brought our baby home. My husband brought up the idea of his friends coming over again on the weekend like he did before. I get along with his friends, and he brought them over every other Saturday or Sunday, so I didn't have a problem with this. Mm-hmm. Last Sunday, his friends came over and they were playing video games. I usually just hang out on the couch while they do their thing or just hang out in the bedroom. I hung out in the bedroom breastfeeding my baby, and I got hungry, so I went to the kitchen to get something. You can see into the kitchen from the living room, but I didn't think it would be a big deal since I was literally just feeding our baby. Mm-hmm. My husband and his friends noticed me, but his friends just looked over and just continued to do what they were doing. Mm-hmm. And my husband looked pissed, and he came into the kitchen and whispered to me to please don't breastfeed right now, right here. I told him I was hungry and this is our home and I don't need to cover up. He kept pleading with me to just go back upstairs. I told him to shut the fuck up. He got pissed off and told me doing that around his friends is fucking weird. His friends obviously heard this and they were all awkwardly listening. I was so pissed off and upset, I just went back into the room and just waited for everyone to go home. My husband has been pissed off since then, and he told me he will probably not bring them back here again if I'm going to do that, and I made his friends feel uncomfortable. I don't know if what I did was really weird or not, but I didn't have a wrong intention. Am I the asshole?
No. What the fuck? What do you mean? Is it news to them that you have a baby in the house that's 5 months that needs breast milk?
Yeah.
Is it news to them that a baby needs to be fed on a certain routine?
The friends didn't even have
They didn't have
a problem.
You made it a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You made it a problem.
Men will probably look, but they'll look away. Like,
once
they see that you're breastfeeding,
and they'll look away. That's fine.
You know?
And it's like when you're breastfeeding.
That's even what I do when I see women breastfeed in public. I'm just like, okay, look away.
Yeah,
like,
I'll give you your privacy. Why would I stare at you? Why would I make you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
And it's
and
like,
if your friends are doing that, they're not your friends, first of all. Like,
that's weird.
You need to talk to them about it. And like, I'm trying to reason with the dad and be like, is he just like very protective of his woman, or like what is
no?
You know, like, what is the issue? Is he just a bitch? Like trying to see his side, but I genuinely don't.
I don't see his side.
Get it?
Because why are you valuing your friend's comfort more than
your
the routine?
Baby being hungry?
Exactly. Like this is the time he or she eats. Mm-hmm. This is when she's gonna eat. I'm not gonna adjust it because your friends are here.
Yeah.
And I'm hungry now too.
So I want to know, is she like completely naked and just like breastfeeding? You know, because like when I had aunts and they had babies, even when I was there, they just put a blanket over it.
Exactly.
And, like, me there. Like, you know, so I'm just like, maybe she was completely nude, like up top. You know, because then I get
she
it.
Would have mentioned that. Like that's
she didn't even mention anything though. She said. She said something about covering up though, like maybe. Yeah, so she said, I told him I was hungry and this is our home. I don't need to cover up. So I don't know how she looked, but I can kind of see how it's a problem if she's completely nude, or like even just like with a bra and like, I don't know. Because like, okay, I'm just thinking like even in front of my own father, I wouldn't breastfeed like that. Like I would probably put a blanket over myself, or like a little, like, you know, something to cover up and breastfeed.
Maybe she was in a bra, or maybe she was like with the baby and the boob was out but in the baby's mouth. Mm-hmm. But if that's the case, it's like clearly I'm breastfeeding.
Yeah.
The bra one is like, yeah, you can throw on a shirt. That's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if she was live breastfeeding and like walking with the baby and then went to get a snack for herself,
I don't see how that's a problem.
Even if she was in a bra, like maybe, like I don't know what their house setup is. Like maybe she just went to the kitchen to get a snack and was gonna go straight back upstairs, kind of thing. But then he made it a scene. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I think it's her house at the end of the day.
Yeah, like he's definitely overreacting.
Her priority is to feed the baby and to feed herself because she's the mule for food. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, like,
you shouldn't prioritize
like,
your friend's comfortability. Yeah, like your friends being comfortable. Your friends should do what normal people do and just look away. Because clearly she's doing something and they know you have a baby. They know she's upstairs doing something important. Mm-hmm. So it's like, even if they did see, like, that's the thing too. Like when I think about like back in the day when like people were having babies, like in my family, it's like, I saw so many boobs. Like
I'm a woman. Like, you know,
but even
they
like
do that in front of like the men in the family, even the men,
like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like
really,
they had like if she was like, what if she has to readjust her boob? Mm-hmm. I saw the nipple, oops, like, you know what I mean? And I'm sure the guy saw the nipple too, or like the other uncles or whatever. Yeah. If they saw it, it's not the biggest deal in the world because there's like context. She's breastfeeding. Okay, the boob fell out of the mouth, so like she's gonna put it back in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I think the husband is being super unreasonable, and it's like there's priorities.
Yeah,
not your friends.
In this situation, he's definitely the asshole. Yeah, like definitely overreacting. If she
was completely topless, I just think she would have mentioned it. Like if she was like, I came down, no shirt, no bra, my tits were out. Mm-hmm. Because I was just breastfeeding, didn't want to put anything on. I think that's like a big part of the story she would have to mention. Am I the asshole for suggesting my wife lower her standards so that she'll be less overwhelmed? My wife, 37 female, and I, 38 male, have 3 kids, 12, 10, and 8. She's in a constant state of overwhelm and she's very easily irritated. Same. Constantly complaining about how it's all too much. I, of course, am happy to help and do my fair share for the kids or household, but it's never enough because her standards are too damn high. She insists on one of us has to be up by 6:45 every morning to make sure the kids are ready and make the bus, which comes at 7:45. I told her they're old enough to not need that much help already.
Wait, how old are they?
10, 12, and 8.
Okay.
They can all dress themselves and pour themselves cereal and milk. There's no reason we have to be up. So she says that cereal isn't a good enough breakfast. We need something more substantial, especially the 12-year-old. and that the 10-year-old has ADHD and will definitely struggle without help in the morning. And anyway, she wants to see them off and kiss them goodbye for the day. So she gets up. I don't. Then she gets upset that I never give her a morning off when all she needs to do is just take the morning off when she wants and let the kids handle themselves. Also, she's super strict about screen time during the week and is exhausted and snappy from arguing about it with the kids and upset that I don't support her strict limit of 2 hours a day. I say, as long as homework is done, why not until bed? She says it's not healthy for them and they need to play outside or with games and toys, read some books, just entertain themselves in more ways than one. I agree, they should enjoy other things, but not seeing why we have to make it such a rigid limit. She also likes to get out on weekends and do stuff like zoos, museums, etc., but then complains about the planning for the outing or how grunchy the youngest gets by the end of it. And again, I say, let's just chill at home. And voila, you've cut the work. I'm an engaged and active parent. I'm not trying to get out of it, but I don't think I should have to help my wife dig herself out of her own self-created holes she creates, then stress herself, and then turns to me to alleviate it, which I think is unfair. Am I the asshole for telling her she needs to do less and then she won't need this level of help?
Did he read this out loud?
Yeah.
Like after he wrote it?
I don't know.
What? No, is she a married single mother?
Like,
that's basically what it sounds like.
It's the way she's doing the most, like,
no,
she's being
very
a good
basic.
parent.
It's
like
standard motherhood, like what you need to do.
What I can't even imagine.
Get up, get them ready for
like
so they don't miss the
my
school
parents
bus.
were never asleep in the morning.
I was like, I needed my mom to literally guide me to even high school. Like up until I was like 14, 15. Literally
just
now.
Like until not long ago, I needed both my parents.
Make sure I'm fed, have a lunch.
What do you mean?
What do you mean just cereal and first of
and
all,
she
they're
has
kids.
a good point.
They're kids. They're like
12,
young.
They're not gonna do it right.
No,
they're gonna they're gonna
be late. Like
they're gonna be late. Like they need an adult, their parent, to guide them. Like what do you mean? They're old enough to do it. Like what an and then
He's such an idiot.
Complete
oh my gosh.
confusion on why she's irritated is crazy. And you know what the craziest part is?
She's like she stresses herself out.
She's
type
like,
of thing.
just relax. Don't care as much as I do.
Oh my god.
What do you mean? Their 2 hours screen limit is too rigid. That is. She has she's right. Like, what do you mean? They shouldn't be on the screen constantly. What's scary is I got this question off of Two Hot Takes, and they were doing the podcast with Shits and Gigs, like those two guys. The way the guys were like, I totally agree with him. She should just relax. What? That's the scary part to me because it's like, what do you mean? Like, she wants to take him out to museums.
But like that's
zoos.
what you need to do because all the things that I remember in my childhood, I'm not just sitting at home. It's all like the zoos, like my African Lion Safari, so much effort museums. That's what you remember. Like that's your childhood experience. Yeah.
What is my childhood? Oh, we just sat because my dad didn't want to do anything.
Take us out. He was lazy.
My dad is a lazy, boring parent.
Yeah, no, that's
and doesn't
so
really
stupid.
care to engage his kids and let them see things.
Science centers. Like I'm just thinking about all the things that stand out in my childhood.
Yeah, that you can like engage your kids with and like have them like not just want to be on the screen. Like what? I don't know.
Poor mom, especially if she's working too.
What a piece of shit.
That is a horrible husband. I hope he like comes across this video and hears our opinions on this because that is horrible. And if you're a man and agree with him, that makes me look at you like sideways. Okay, well, now we know what type of father you'll be.
You need to make effort. You can't even wake up at 6:45 to send your kids off to school. You don't want to kiss them goodbye because you'd rather sleep.
Yeah,
like that's so sad.
And make sure they're like properly fed too.
And like, how do you know they even ate?
Yeah,
like you
have to literally force kids to eat. Like,
and it doesn't matter. 12 years old is not old. Like they will look at the food or like they'll be on their phone because they're allowed to be on their phone or they'll be on a screen or like how do you know that they got dressed properly? How do you know their clothes are clean? How do you know their hair looks okay? How do you know they smell fine? How do you know? You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna check anything.
It's also a safety thing too, because like them waiting for the bus. Like how do you know they got on the bus? Like you know what I mean? Like
do everything so you can fucking sleep. I would actually divorce him.
Yeah,
you're a fucking piece of shit. I can do it by myself anyway.
And 3 kids,
like
3 kids in.
But I'm like such a strong believer on like I would really rather be a single mom if I'm gonna be a single mom anyway in a marriage. Because the stress you have of like being disappointed in someone,
like the financial? Maybe it's like the financial help or something
there
that's
is
keeping
a law
her there
that will make him pay.
Okay,
if they're in the States, he's gonna go to jail if he doesn't pay. You know,
that's not a thing in Canada.
No, you don't go to jail, but it affects your credit.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay. Cool. So like some leverage. Yeah.
So if they're in the States, like he's gonna have to pay, but like the extra added stress of having a partner that you want to depend on and count on, but you cannot, I feel like is not like that is gonna age you. That is gonna like make you sick. Like you know what I mean? Like that's like
that holding that resentment.
Resentment too. Yeah. Like it's just like let that go.
Yeah.
And clearly you're able to do it by yourself.
Parenting, it's just, the idea of it is just, it's so much of a partnership.
It really is.
And like, and these things you can discuss beforehand, but when the child actually comes, it's like really completely different, right? Yeah. You really need to prove with your actions on how active of a father you'll be,
and it can't
how
be you suggesting things to do it. Yeah, like, they need to take initiative on their own. Like, I want my partner to be like, "Oh, I booked this for us," or "Oh, what are you doing Saturday? Let's take them here." Instead of being like, "Hey, can we do this again?" Hey, because then you get into that dynamic of like you're always asking, and then they're always having to either say yes or no, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to get into a dynamic where you have to initiate to do anything. And people like, it has to be a fair 50-50 like initiation of doing things, or like, fine, you handle activities, but you know that they're gonna get a good meal because dad is cooking all the meals, like, you know what I mean? And like,
a lot of people stay together just so that they can have a dad or grow up with a dad, because it is like statistically proven that like 2-parent households, like the kids end up doing better in life. Yeah. So like, but I can see what it is. It is.
I don't know if it's just the presence of a man in the house.
I think it is.
That makes a difference, because
I think it is.
For me too, like my dad, 100%, he was like the cook of our house. So like, it was very much like my mom did activities, my dad was the one who cooked us meals, and they were always nutritious and really good. But like, he didn't say much. Like, he didn't do a lot, but like, his presence is like authority. You're scared of him. Yeah. You know, you're not going to mess up around him, or you're going to act a little bit differently.
I guess that's where a lot of like, you know, attachment styles and stuff, like you start depending on yourself for a lot of the things when you don't have a dad to give you that attention.
Some kind of attachment style, for regardless. Sure. Mom and dad there, without whatever, like it'll but still be there. I feel like
you will be more like avoidant, because you are doing a lot of the raising of yourself too, you know, because mom's at work or whatever it is. But am I the asshole for divorcing my husband for putting a camera in our house to prove a point about me?
Oh no.
It's been about a month since I, 46 female, found out my husband, 47 male, had put a hidden camera in our living room to prove that I'm lazy and worthless.
Whoa.
It was a small disguise camera hidden inside what looked like a charging block. He stuck one in a living room outlet. That is terrifying. Even like for Airbnbs and stuff. That's like, what do you mean? We have 3 kids, 16 female, 14 male, and 12 female, who all have a bunch of chargers and such, so I did not suspect anything. The point my husband was trying to prove was that my administrative skills are not up to the super stay-at-home mom standard he, as a high earner, deserves. This all started after a situation where my 12-year-old needed a permission slip signed and forms filled out in order to go on a class trip. I admit that things happened and we missed the submission deadline. I had made a note to fill out the forms on another day since it was a task I needed to be 100% focused on. It became the start of a new month, and that's when I do most of the shopping and tracking of household bills/subscriptions. I do daily cleaning, but we use a service for deep cleaning/landscaping that I have to supervise. Long story short, my 16-year-old calls my husband after picking up her sister and saying that she was crying because she can't go on her trip. My husband drives to the school to beg them to let him fill the forms out in the office. Thankfully, they let him since it was the same day. I apologize profusely. My husband, who is self-employed as a HVAC technician, laid into me about how he has so many calls a day but still handles the administrative aspect of his job, communications, and bookkeeping. I yelled back because his work is concentrated while my work at home has a bunch of moving parts and emotional labor as well, and I do it all behind the scenes. He digs his heels in about how I wasn't as busy and needed to do easy things better. A week later, he picks a fight about me not going that day to mail checks out to his employees when I could have done it the next day. He admits to the camera and starts citing proof of times I was on my phone, and that automatically equals goofing off. I was on my phone researching meals to fit my daughter's dietary restrictions while keeping her healthy as a ballet dancer. I was looking into subscriptions for frozen but healthy meals she and the rest of us could have on the go or at home. The fact that he took offense to me occasionally lying down when I was researching, or that I had taken a TV break before preparing dinner, did it for me. He knew that my days are crazy during the first days of the month, which was when the permission slip debacle happened. I kicked him out of the house. It's been a month, and friends have been saying that I'm missing the fact there are others out there who would not disregard the things I do to make being high earning possible. I feel violated and devalued. Am I the asshole?
Okay, what he did was absolutely like
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. It's ridiculous. To me though, it's like, just sign the paper though.
Yeah, to me, it's like,
what's the
you
problem?
can do more, like, as a stay-at-home mom. Like, you are not even.
I'm not
obviously,
like putting down what stay-at-home moms do, because it is a lot of work. It doesn't look like maybe a lot of work, but it's like they keep the house clean and and like,
of
you know,
course.
they
But
keep
she
the
said she has
family
a
together.
cleaner too.
But you also have a cleaner.
So she has a lot of help, and it's still missing like basic things
the stay-at-home
that you should.
thing. I mean, like the signing the paper thing is like, doesn't that take 20 seconds?
Yeah. What do you mean you need to focus? Maybe she has ADHD, like undiagnosed ADHD. Because
I don't know.
It seems like these like small tasks she just lets, like, she needs full attention.
Yeah.
To do, like, maybe she has like organizational like
something
where like she's not able to plan properly.
Maybe.
You know?
But my thing is, though, like, I still don't think he needs to like put in a camera
to prove a point. Okay.
To prove a point. I think he could have just been like, bro, this takes, like, you know, just fucking sign the paper.
Yeah.
And you could have still gotten mad at her for it too, because it's like, yeah, just sign the paper. It's like, okay, like, you work hard at home, but it's like, this is your job though, right? So it's like, you have to do your job, you have to do your part.
Yeah.
You can't just relax.
Do you think it's like worth getting a divorce over this whole thing?
Maybe he does this a lot though.
Maybe
this is not the first time. Maybe he tells her that she's worthless a lot and makes her feel
or could
horrible.
Be doing more.
And then I do think too, like, when people, like, if you're being told you're worthless all the time, and that you're disappointing someone, like, I think it starts to make you disappoint them even more. Like, I think it creates like a cycle, you know, that you have to constantly try to prove yourself to them.
Okay.
And it's like, maybe he just doesn't respect her because she isn't working, is not earning money, and doesn't respect what stay-at-home moms do.
Yeah, and
so
it hasn't always been like this, because the kids are like teens now.
That's what
so
I'm
like,
saying. Like, that's the thing with stay-at-home moms. It's like, what do you do after
the
kids have grown up?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I've seen a lot of women have like deep regret that they haven't built a portfolio and their resume is like completely empty for decades.
And like, you're just getting at her for the times where she was on her phone. You know how much business goes in these, like, you know,
act
goes
like
on
you know
in these
something,
phones?
sir. Please,
like, you have no idea what I'm doing on this
she could be
device
doing
right
something
here.
for real.
Yeah,
Like,
and like researching dietary recipes. That is very time consuming, and it is a job, and it is a part of raising her. So not the asshole, because if this is a pattern and he does this often,
then you
definitely have every right to divorce him, because that's no way to look at your wife that raised your children and is taking care of your home. Like, am I the asshole for wanting to break up because he won't let me call him daddy? My fiance doesn't want me to call him daddy anymore. To start off, I know this isn't everyone's thing, that many people find it weird and gross, but don't yuck my yum. I don't like that saying. Don't yuck my yum. Oh,
it's
okay.
Weird,
It's weird.
My fiance, 27 male, and I, 26 female, met about 3 years ago. And early on in our relationship, I was very open about being into soft DDLG.
What is that?
Daddy.
Soft.
Yeah, soft. So it is, DDLG is daddy dom / little girl. It's a sexual relationship with a dominant male is the daddy figure, and a woman plays the role of a young girl.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely a kink, but
yeah, no, I see the whole stepdad thing for sure.
I say soft because I'm not into the age play or anything. Again, if that's your thing, good for you. But I just like being called a good girl and being owned / the power dynamic of it. While it was something that was new for him, he embraced it in many aspects of our life. Since we moved in together pretty quickly, to give you an idea, it was stuff like him holding my face and asking, in quotes, "Are you going to be a good girl and do the dishes? Get him water, turn off the lights, change my attitude, etc." And I'd reply, "Yes, daddy." It's fucking gross.
I cannot say that with a straight face.
Can't even take it seriously. Sorry, guys, I'm judging.
It's very icky to like see that happen. Or
like,
hear it happen from someone. You know, like,
you went to someone's house and they did that. Like, that's just how they talk to each other.
I can't.
Guys, I'm gonna have to go home. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
thank you for the
I'm
invite.
interrupting something. Yeah, let me go home.
Okay. Or he'd ask me, what are you gonna be? And I'd say,
a good girl.
A good girl. Other times, if I really wanted something, I could give him the cute face and say, "Please, daddy," and he'd oblige. He would tell me he had a rough day. He'd say, "Come here, good girl," and scoop me up into his lap, and I'd just melt into him, and it would fix everything. This is giving daddy issues, I'm not gonna lie. All to say, it was a pretty big part of our relationship, sexually and otherwise. You could say it's a 24/7 kink, but calling him daddy became interchangeable for baby. This last month, after a lot of turmoil, which included the stress of moving across the state, letting my temper get the best of me, he wasn't blameless in this. I'm just owning my part. We almost broke up. I went to call him daddy, and he very coldly said, "I don't want you to call me that anymore." When I pressed a little harder, he said it just doesn't feel right. It's not our dynamic anymore, which honestly hurt a lot. Our sweet things something that brought us a lot of connection is done. On top of that, the wedge that our rough patch created between us. We haven't really been intimate for the past month or so, except for once last week, despite my attempts. And when we were, kept slipping out. Every time I get in my head, like, and in quotes, no, don't do that. He doesn't like that anymore. Stop it. Think of another name. Just say baby. And I take myself out of feeling good, which made me realize that this might go beyond a want for me. I can't imagine doing it without it. And it was very lackluster. I took the move and the new year as an opportunity to change a lot of habits, including starting therapy, which he said he would join me for, but had no desire to go to couples therapy or to his own therapist. We've done premarital counseling, which I highly recommend, by the way, but we didn't get very far into it between our very different schedules and then having to move suddenly. I'm hoping the desire to interact in that way will come back as we get better. But it just hurts. As silly as that sounds, any advice? Have you gone through something similar? So am I the asshole for wanting to break up because he won't let me call him daddy? I'm going to say no, you're not the asshole.
You're not the asshole, but I'm just like, how does it just switch off for him?
Maybe he was doing it for her.
Yeah, I know. I feel like he was never really into it because an argument shouldn't
stop him. Especially if this was like a kink,
a very serious kink,
that
obviously.
Was more than just sexual. It was like how you guys just communicated to each other. So
and
if this is something
I feel like your relationship was built on that.
Yeah.
So now that it's done, you're kind of like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
I want to find my daddy. Like, where is my daddy?
Ew! But for real,
yeah, you're not daddy no more. Like, I can see your perspective. She needs a dad.
Honestly, some people like with their kinks, it's like you have to they need it, right? So it's like it's really what gets them off. So if that's not your relationship anymore and you can't fulfill that need for her anymore, then maybe
it's like it turns her off a bit.
Yeah. And they haven't been together that long. They're still young, 26, 27. Like, that's fine. Just maybe, and if your relationship can break that easily over like an argument, even if it was a big argument, it probably wasn't serious for him anyway. Like, in terms of like him being into this kink, he probably wasn't really into it.
I
agree.
You said. I agree.
So I don't think you're the asshole. I think you need to,
or he didn't like it as much as you thought he
did. Yeah, because, which is also heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like,
he was
are
just
you
doing
lying
it for you?
I'm not your baby.
I hate am I your baby.
I'm not your baby is probably what they said every day in that household.
The side note, you remember the Mariah the Scientist thing?
Yeah.
I don't like how in the concert they're like, "Am I your baby?"
No.
And she's like, she's cringing.
She said it with it,
yeah. So cringe. But yeah, that you're not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Go find your dad.
Go find your dad.
Little daddy. Yeah, go find your daddy.
Go to therapy. Actually.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's all, guys.
That's it for today.
We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let us know your thoughts. Review, rate it. We see the rating going up on Spotify, so we appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next upload.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.